All right, guys. Now might be the time to strike. Did some research over the what we call the U.S. Mint's circulating coin reports, where where they kind of showcase how many coins they produced of each denomination each and every single month. So they put out this report. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get to. So I've been using the articles from coinnews.net, okay, one of the more reputable sites out there for news and things. More reputable than me, I guess. I'm not saying that I was a saint at all, but um, yeah, kind of something you guys definitely need to know at this point. You might be trying a little bit harder to find some of these 2024 Jefferson nickel rolls, and here's the main reason why. In the month of August, and by the way, I have no data yet for September. Usually that comes out a week or two into the next month. In the month of August, the U.S. Mint produced a total of 0 Jefferson nickels, both Philadelphia and Denver minted coins. Nunca, none, 0, zilch. Yeah, which still firmly places that coin, that particular coin, as a modern key date that even supersedes the 2009 Jefferson nickels, which, as you guys know today, those rolls sell even still today, 15 years later, sell for between $75 and $100. So the mint in the month of August produced 405 million coins. Okay, there's a little bit of, it's like 405.2 million coins. It seems like a lot, but they didn't produce any nickels whatsoever. So here's kind of the breakdown of that production for the month of August. And then we'll find out what September is. I'll let you guys know where we're at there. So they produced in the month of August just Lincoln cents and Washington quarters. ah! No nickels, no dimes. Dimes we don't need to worry about because the mintages are going to be a little bit light, but they're going to be nowhere near what 2009 production was. Candy half dollars, they're done producing at what I would assume to be their yearly allocated amount that they have reserved for that particular coin, because nobody really uses it, right? The only person that really uses it are the roll hunters, and they hold on to them for a split second or not at all. So for Lincoln cents, Philadelphia Mint produced 167,200,000. The Denver Mint produced 87,200,000. So the Lincoln cents are circulating pretty well out there. I have found a number of 2024s, albeit they have that Denver Mint mark on there, but nonetheless, I have been finding those. The total production amount for Lincoln cents in the month of August comes out to 254,400,000. All right, so switching over the quarters, keeping in mind we're in the middle of a program, the American Women series of quarters, which I think people are really, really cold on. But as far as like the serious collectors, okay, they could care less. But for beginning collectors, people love them. All right, so there is that. So for quarters, the Philadelphia Mint produced 97 million pieces, and that's probably whatever the latest design is at that given time. And the Denver Mint at 53.8 million for a total of the month of August at 150,800,000. All right. So here's a little bit of an update as far as the amounts for each coin, I guess. So I'm not going to do each coin. Lincoln cents, as far in its entirety, produced 1,769,600,000, and that's across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. I'm gonna leave nickels to last. This will shock the shit out of you. Roosevelt dimes, in total, 230,500,000. That's a pretty low number for dimes, but dimes doesn't usually get used that much. And they broke down the production of each one of the designer quarters this year. So the Reverend Dr. Polly Murray quarter, in total, 354,200,000. The Patsy Takamoto Mink quarter, 397,400,000. And then the Dr. Mary Edwards Walker quarter, 300 million rather, 600,000. That one took me by surprise there. And then we have no data on both the Celia Cruz, which the Celia Cruz, by the way, I believe that one's in circulation, and then the Zitkalasa quarter, which is to be released at the end of the month. No data there as well. I would suspect that they are beginning to do some production on that quarter. Usually they have like a 30-day window where they kind of like begin production on, whatever the upcoming release is going to be. And it's an interesting thing that I just brought up because we're going to talk about the very little time remaining for the U.S. Mint to gain traction in producing more nickels. And this will ultimately tell us of whether or not that the 2024 nickels are going to be the biggest, newest modern key, or if they're going to backload and produce as many of these as possible at the end of the year. I'm thinking that's not going to be the case. Of course, we'll talk about the Candy half dollar. They produced, again, very early in the year, they produced 21,500,000, and the Native American dollar coin, which nobody uses. I believe those are what we call not intended for circulation strikes. So they could only be bought and purchased from the U.S. Mint website if you wanted to get like rolls or whatever. I believe they still have some available. 2,240,000 on that one right there. So before the year even occurred, and this is some things that they talked about through like press releases and all sorts of things. The U.S. Mint wanted to be on target to produce 14,400,000,000 coins for the year of 2024. Here is where they're at through all of the coinage, all the way up to the month of August. And then I will let you guys decide if they're going to be on par with reaching that 14 billion level. 3,145,640,000 through the month of August. 2/3 of the way through the year. I would say they're probably going to be well under target, and they are surely not going to use up any sort of overtime to make this number happen. They're not one to say, oh, if we don't produce it, then all is lost. No, it's like, whatever that number ends up being at the end of the year is just going to be the acceptance level, and they're okay with it. Understanding that the coins that cost a lot more money to produce are the Lincoln cents and the nickels. Okay, they are a perennial loser. Every time they mint one coin, okay, it ends up taking money out of the collective pockets of the U.S. Mint / AKA the taxpayers that go to pay for some of these entities. But yeah, I guess that leads Jefferson Nichols for last. So I'm going to do a breakdown. Philadelphia Mint, Jefferson Nichols, 36,720,000. I believe that number is slightly higher than the 2009 Philadelphia's. However, check this out. Denver minted 2024 nickels, 32,880,000. If that number stays put, that one singular coin will have the lowest mintage between both the Philadelphia and Denver's of 2024 and 2009. That is going to be the undisputed king of modern keys. And considering how quickly we go through coinage and how much it circulates out there on the daily, I mean, that is a very minuscule number, especially for Jefferson Nichols, and that is just really insane to comprehend. So, with that being said, how much are these coins selling for on the secondary market? I've been asked this a few times. Sean, give us a friggin' update on this because man, we're coming up to the back three, the back quarter of the year, and I gotta know, because there are people. Some of my viewers have actually found rolls. They have found full bank boxes of these things. They want to position themselves in a kind of smart money kind of way of like, what do I do with these things? So I'm going to give you the last 10 listings of rolls on eBay. These are all going to represent up to date, up to the minute data for these coins, both in Philadelphia and Denver. So the first, and you guys can check this out. All I did was type in 2024 Jefferson Nickel roll, and then went ahead and pulled up sold items sorted by recently. So that means the first item up on top is going to be the one that most recently sold within like minutes ago. So let me go ahead and do a quick refresh here. I just pulled this up about 10 minutes ago. So one roll of 2024 Phillies, 40 coins per roll, in an NF String and Sun paper wrap, $75. And then that's not including shipping. That person charged $5 for shipping for that one roll. Single coins have been selling for about $3 a piece. I mean, that's a telling sign right there that the market for these is quite robust. Here is a 2024 Denver nickel roll, NF String and Sun, but they showed the roll in, and it's got damage on the outer facing coin on the end of the roll. So that probably affected the price a little bit, but it's still $69 with 20 bids. That one was organically bid up. People are actively searching for these, and they are scouting out buy it now, add to cart listings, and they are also scouting out what could possibly be kind of a coup for them in that they could get these rolls for a little bit cheaper by hunting out the actual auction listings where they put it up for 5 or 7 days, $69, 20 bits. Here is a lot of 10. Well, that doesn't count. That's 2021. Yeah, they do sneak them in there like that. And they also typed in 2024. Who cares? Next roll, 2024 Philly, $69 as well with 6 bids. Someone sold a P&D set of singular coins for $8. Jeez. You might want to end up doing that too. Diversify your selling listings a little bit. Sell the rolls and also sell the coins as singular or 2-packs. P&D coins. Just insane. Lot of 2024 Philadelphia Jefferson Nickel rolls. I'm telling you guys need some extra money. We are in the middle or getting into the holiday season. You might want to go to a few banks. Don't just go to one. Lot of 2, $150 plus $8 for shipping. What? Yeah, the craziness continues, folks. Here is a listing for a lot of 10 rolls, 2024 P Jefferson Nickel rolls from the bank in NF String paper. $850 for 10 rolls, which is the highest per average at $85 per. So if we were doing a little bit of basic math here, I'm going to try and just kind of like understand the basic math concept here. That is $20 face value. If you had a full bank box of either Philadelphia or Denver's, and that's 50 rolls, 10 rolls sells for $850, times that by 5, which would encompass a full box. That's over $4,000. That could be possibly sitting at the bank right now. I mean, who in the right mind doesn't need $4,000 during the holidays? I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys, if you need the money, you gotta put a little bit of work in. You're gonna have to drive to a few banks. You're gonna have to give the gift of gab for sure. But here's a wild scenario: you go to a bank and they had just received a whole bunch of shipment because they are a prime merchant kind of bank where they deal a lot of business with the general public and businesses. What if they have gotten 10 boxes of these in? You do realize that's like a fully appointed brand new car these days, $40,000, and not to mention just the other prospects of that. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, and I love you guys. If you're going to sell these, sell them on eBay because coin shops won't buy this. They're not going to be. They're going to say we're not going to get suckered in to these. But the message is clear. These things are legit selling on the secondary market, and the people that are buying them, they need them and they want them and they want to invest in them. They want to hold them very tight, and call them, sweetheart. And 3-roll lot, 2024 Phillies. It seems like more people are finding Philadelphia's, but 2024 Denver's are the low key number. 2024 3-roll lot, $260. It's over $80 a roll. Here's another one here. One single roll of Denver's for $75 at 19 bids. That's strong. 2024 Denver 2-roll lot. Actually by the same seller as the previous coins. $152.50 with 18 bids. $75 a roll. $76.25 a roll if you wanted to be to the cent. 2024 D 3-roll lot, $250.50 with 14 bids. Wow. Okay. And then here's 3 lots back to back to back, $80 buy nows, free ship. People are, and then just for shits and giggles, the last one, 2024 P. 5-roll lot, 5 rolls, $425, which is $85 a roll. That's the highest so far. And these are all sales, ladies and gentlemen, from the last 6 days. All right. And then there's a bunch of other in between, a lot of single coin sales as well. I mean, this is a game changer. I don't normally advocate for things like this, but if the proof is in the pudding and it's happening under our noses that these sales are happening and that the mint is not doing a damn thing about it by adding more production into those particular coins, I mean, what in the world are we doing? I mean, there's quite a few people selling these, but they're selling them. So I would highly suggest that if you guys wanted to, that now is going to be a time to do this. Because and this is kind of in closing, because we got to talk about 2025 coinage. When are they going to start producing that? That's a great question that I've had a few people ask me before. And I know a little bit about, the production and how things work. We have approximately, if you needed the opportunity to pick up any of these, you have realistically about 45 days. You have until sometime around Thanksgiving or slightly thereafter where the mint is going to turn the dial to begin setting things up for 2025 coinage. And it's not just circulating coinage, ladies and gentlemen, that they are looking to start producing, because that all hits in January. The first Lincoln cent rolls to hit circulation in 2025, or any year for that matter, comes within the first 10 to 14 days. So they are producing those puppies toward the tail end of December, somewhere thereabout. The mint doesn't usually take a lot of time off, except on the weekends, I would assume. But I'm telling you guys this from the bottom of my heart. You have a very short window for hunting these down. Because if this is anything like 2009, and I talked about the 2009, albeit I did not have my YouTube channel in 2009. I started in 2011. The 2009 coinage, if you were going to be looking for full rolls, if you got beyond the December 1st deadline, by the way, it's my dad's birthday. God rest your soul, Dad. Love you. It would be too late. Because a lot of those coins would be flushed through the system at that point, especially when they only produce like 35 to 40 million of each of the mints. It wasn't going to last that long. And, to find full bankrolls are going to be next to impossible. And if you think about it kind of like in the most commonsensical way, if the mint hadn't produced any damn nickels since like June, that's like 3 months already where the system's getting flushed and all these coins are heading out into circulation. Which means a lot of broken rolls. And there's going to be not that many remaining here once we get toward the last 60 days of the year. Call it November, December. There's going to be more money hitting the system. People are going to be cashing their piggy banks so that way they can afford the holidays and traveling and all that stuff. And that's the last damn thing we need if you are going to be hunting 2024 nickel rolls. So please do not wait any longer. Take advantage of it while you can. If you need the money, I'm telling you, from a not financial advice perspective, but as a human perspective, these are going to be, I'm not going to say low-hanging fruit. They are far from it. You're going to have to do the you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to go to many banks. And you got to hunt these things. It's free money that the mint that is not producing right now. They produced it earlier in the year. It's free damn money. Wild. Go ahead and get you some. I've been trying. I've been swinging in and missing. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about here in this one. Best of luck to you guys if you're going to be hunting for these. Consider this a sense of urgency video. That's exactly what this is. There's a lot of sense of urgency here. That's been bothering me for like the last day or two. Okay, bam, and gave it an elbow. But yeah, best of luck. I hope you guys find some. You guys know what to do. Just list them directly on eBay. You can't. I'm saying if you need the money now, go ahead and just serve it up on eBay as an auction. Do like a 5 or 7 day, and the people will naturally gravitate towards it. I like the idea of selling 10 rolls if you're trying to get like quick, huge pockets of money, and selling it that way. I think that was someone that listed it at $850 lowest, and someone did bid on it. So, yeah, kind of a big deal. I'm your host, Sean, Blue Ridge Silverhound. History is being made, ladies and gents. Do not wait any longer. Get some of these, please. See ya.